So the Georgia Court of Appeals has removed Fani Willis and her office from the prosecution of Donald Trump and 18 co-defendants, saying that their behavior inappropriately affected the indictment, and they can no longer represent the state of Georgia or the people in this case against Donald Trump and 18 co-defendants. The Court of Appeals took great pains to describe the fraud that both Fani Willis and Nathan Wade used in alleging that they did not have an affair until after they started working together, and the exorbitant amount of money, $654,000, that Fani Willis paid Nathan Wade, a guy who had never tried a felony case in his life, to be in charge of a very complicated RICO case. And that money was used for extravagant gifts and vacations for the two of them. Folks, this is not how the criminal justice system works. This is not how DAs behave. And the arrogance that the two of them showed as this case was unfolding and being torn apart was incredible to people like myself who would never dream of doing anything like this. So it's about time. They were both removed from the case. She will never be able to prosecute Donald Trump. And the court took a very extreme measure here because their behavior was outrageous and political.
This is your summary of the Fani Willis disqualification case.
Did you go to a cabin with Miss Willis ever?
Ever?
Ever.
All this time we've been let's break up.
No.
You've never gone to a cabin with this?
No.
I knew a day like this was coming. Fani Willis thought she is the last one. I'm actually shocked to realize that she is being disqualified. CNN is absolutely losing it over Fani Willis being disqualified from the election interference case against Trump. This is another win for Trump, and liberals are in tears every single day. When they see this, they freak out. Watching through CNN, what they did on this clip, they are not happy at all. Like the case is over. I have a couple of clips I compiled, which I'm going to show you what exactly is going on in the media. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please endeavor to do that. It will do you no harm if you share the video.
We begin this hour with breaking news just into CNN. The Georgia prosecutor leading the state's election interference case against President-elect Donald Trump is now disqualified. CNN's Caitlin Polance is here with more. Caitlin, what can you tell us about this? This is just coming in the last several minutes. This is a big development.
A big development, and a big development that Donald Trump has wanted for a long time. That case against him in Georgia, the criminal case where it's accusing him and several others of a racketeering conspiracy related to the 2020 election, it's already been paused. Now it's not even backburnered. This is a case that will be dead in the water because the Georgia Court of Appeals is now saying that Fani Willis, the leader of the prosecution against Donald Trump, the district attorney in Fulton County, Georgia, she should be disqualified from being able to bring that case. The Georgia Court of Appeals is saying that it's a significant appearance of impropriety caused by the conduct of a public prosecutor. That is Willis, how she behaved, how she was speaking about the case, about Trump publicly, about how she was having a relationship with the top prosecutor that was concealed in this, a man named Nathan Wade. All of that, previously, the trial level judge had looked at and said, Fani Willis can stay on this case. We're not dismissing the indictment. But the Court of Appeals is now taking another look and saying, no, the trial judge was wrong. Fani Willis should be disqualified from continuing to lead this case. It would be a long process, or it will be a long process, to replace her, which is why I say this case is dead in the water now without Fani Willis, the person who was leading this case against Donald Trump in Fulton County. And just to keep tabs on how many cases there are against Donald Trump criminally, the other two in federal court, January 6th, and classified documents, those are dismissed. And then the additional case in New York City where he was set to be sentenced, that sentencing is now not happening. So as Donald Trump enters the presidency, each of these courts that is handling a criminal case is essentially removing that issue from him to have to deal with in any period of time in the near future.
All right, Kalen Polance, thanks for that added perspective. Let me bring in CNN.
Yes, if you are following this case clearly, I think I did a couple of videos throughout this case. It stated that the 2020 election case, must be disqualified along with her entire office. Everything is gone. From what I'm seeing on CNN here, the reason they are freaking out because the case will be dead. It will be history in the days ahead. I think this was the last one which I've been looking all through to see the end result. Now we are celebrating this. At a certain point, I don't know why this lady had to even allow this to continue. She could have just, stopped everything. She thought she would be the only one persecuting Trump, or what exactly, I don't know. When I saw people stopping, doing this, she was just as silent, like nothing is happening. Okay, Joe, imagine that if she stopped this case along the way, this disqualification will not embarrass her this way.
Relationship with Nathan Wade, and that she had an alleged personal interest or financial benefit in the compensation that Wade was being paid as her lover, boyfriend, whatever you want to call it. Last week we heard testimony from many witnesses, but I really think we should hone in on the testimony from Fani Willis and her ex-friend, Robin Yeardy. You probably have already seen clips and heard about the testimony of Fani Willis, so I want to actually begin with Robin Yeardy. Robin Yeardy worked at the district attorney's office with Fani Willis. At one point they were friends. They are not friends. Robin Yeardy testified that she had personal knowledge of Fani Willis and Nathan Wade being in a relationship prior to him being appointed as the lead prosecutor in the Trump election interference case. The ex-friend of Fani Willis said that she talked with Fani Willis and that she had personal knowledge of the relationship, that she witnessed all of this prior to his appointment. Now, the prosecution got up to cross-examine Ms. Yeardy, and they really laid the foundation to doubt her credibility and to essentially call her a liar. What the prosecution brought up was that Ms. Yeardy had been written up for poor performance when she was at the DA's office. She had been talked to many times by either Fani Willis or someone else in the DA's office about her poor performance, and that she was given the option to either resign or be fired. She was fired, and she had not spoken with Fani Willis since. So the prosecution wanted to bring all that out to say that Robin Yeardy, the ex-friend, had a reason to lie, has a reason to make up these allegations, and that she should not be trusted or believed. Now let's hop back over to Fani Willis. Now when Fani Willis testified, she did confirm that she knew Mr. Wade prior to him being appointed as the special prosecutor, but some of the other evidence in the case suggests that Mr. Wade was not even her first or second choice.
Take a look at this article put out by the New York Times. Georgia Court of Appeal on Thursday disqualified the Atlanta prosecutor who brought an election interference case against President-elect Trump and his allies, a surprise move that threw the entire case into disarray. In a 2-1 decision, a 3-judge panel reversed the decision of the trial judge who in March allowed Fani Willis, the district attorney of Fulton County, GA, to keep the case despite revelations about a romantic relationship she had with a lawyer whom she hired to manage the prosecutions. All 3 of the appeal judges were appointed by Republicans. Ms. Willis' office swiftly filed court papers indicating that it will appeal the decision to the Georgia Supreme Court, which is also dominated by Republican-appointed judges. If the lower court's decision stands, it could lump the case, which is the last active criminal case against Trump.
If it did work, that is such an insanely dangerous precedent to set. When you see things like the documents case or the real estate case, and very little pushback, no pushback from the media at all, it disturbs me. Is not just that.
If you're seeing some videos behind my clips, please, I'm begging on you, that is just for the algorithm. You can stop here. You must not watch to the end. I usually like to pass this information so you should understand why I'm doing so. It is for the algorithm. Sometimes they don't want to recommend videos, so we know they are trick.
Just, went like, how dare you? Do you even know what an audit is? And I'm like,
women and so many men are
theory that a lot of people seem to be coalescing around.
They were too woke, insisting that people use the term Latinx.
You have to say they. No, you have to do this.
Stop with the virtue signaling.
Step away from woke. Focus less on who is woke and more
on who is broke.
Attorney or something.
I'd never seen that.
I saw so many liberals getting super excited every time Kamala had a new celebrity endorsement. But we all know for a fact that these celebrity endorsements are not free.
Oh, is it true that they paid you $1 million for the endorsement for Kamala?
Not true.
Now it's time to unite everybody.
So, with that, I'm going to shake it off.
Figure out a way to say thank you.
That guy's name, he's such an absolute prick. I can't stand him. But anyway,
Hey there. Not doing great.
Terrible night last night. It was a terrible night.
What will the rest of us be doing on day one?
Bishop Vigano, he says that
The election.
If I look at the big picture, it doesn't look good. So I'm going to work on this.
No matter what's going on out there in the world, of course, the worst things could happen.
One I've known, which is...
What are these drones in New Jersey?
So how many days after Trump is sworn in?
Day one. Day one.